Recorded. There he is.
Yeah, my phone's being buggy.
As phones would do, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I better confirm or clarify what machine was slow this morning.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I was up late till 1, so I don't wake up early unless I sleep my normal schedule. What's weird is I usually get tired around 7 or 8 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
But last night, me and George went out and played at the casino. Yeah, so I was up late. Oh man, yeah, don't look too bad, huh? No, didn't see too much flaws. So what's on the agenda today, Richard?
Same as it ever was.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. You know, I was watching Emerson the other day. He did something. He was doing something. I didn't get on there live, but I was watching it, and he was talking. And the way he was talking, it reminded me of. I think it's the first chapter, right? I don't have the Bhagavad Gita yet, or whatever, however you pronounce it. You know the. I want to buy that book, the Bhagavad Gita, I think it's called. You know what I'm talking about, right? I'm
Oh
probably not
yeah.
pronouncing it right,
Bhagavad Gita, yeah.
yeah. And the way he's explaining it, or the way he was talking, like he said he sees dead people, and there's really nobody here. And just when he was saying that, it's like, wow, he really sounds like he's talking like he's speaking from Krishna's point of view, like that sense of, I was just
Yeah.
like, by listening to him, I was like, wow, that's. So at first I was like, what? Because I swear it feels like I feel like I know there's no handholds, but I'm gonna tell you, the self feels like I got a handhold, and then I keep watching, and then someone goes, oh wait, let me help you with that.
Right.
Let me take that handhold away. That's an imagination of yours. Yeah, but I don't know, which is always a pretty much consistent state. Especially I realize that when I kind of convince myself I do know something, it's like then you come back and you don't know.
Yeah.
It's illusions. You have illusions in that little pea brain.
Hmm.
I don't know. Any great mysteries?
No. Other
I'm sorry.
than
I'm feeling a little spunky goopy, so
oh,
I
all right.
was just screwing with you. I know, no mysteries.
It's
Oh man, I
okay.
was like, I really was in a mood yesterday. It's like I wanted to write down. It's like I really feel like I got all the points. It's like, of course there is no points, but if there was points, I'd have them. You know, uh, there's nobody here. No one's listening. Nobody's speaking. I don't know. Nobody ever said nobody's listening, but it just has to be assumed that there's nobody here. There's nobody listening, also, right?
Yeah.
so so nobody's here. There's nobody listening. Nothing's really happening. What else is not going on?
It's apparently appearing not to happen, right?
It's a little much for the brain, it's really interesting that different um, advantage Neovitan speakers, right? Isn't that
Uh-huh.
proper? Neovitan speakers, non-dualist speakers. I It seems like even though everybody has the same message, there seems to be a little bit of a difference. Like some people's points of view aren't exactly 100% lined up with each. I mean, of course, you wouldn't expect them to be, but well, I mean, you might. Somebody might. Who's this? Sleeping early too. Yeah. I have a friend in New York who I think is just one of the most beautiful. I never knew that she was as spiritual as she was. I met her on the video games I used to play.
Oh, okay.
And she had cancer, breast cancer, and she survived stage 3 or 4. I can't remember. It's like really bad.
Wow.
But so beautiful too, and young. Her mom died of it. Anyways, she's back to, I don't want to say normal. I mean, but that's part of her story's done, and she's just such a beautiful person. She lives in New York on Manhattan Island. She's just a good soul. It's like I didn't realize how spiritual she was until she put something up there. She did some, and it just seemed so appropriate. She did this weird thing. I call it weird because it's alien to me or foreign, something I never seen before. She did this thing with artichokes, and it sounds like you know what I'm talking about already. She did this thing with artichokes, and she said, "This is for all the echoes," or something like that. Out, and I just thought, it was a spiritual thing, but she was talking about like spirits are like echoes, or like we're echoes, in a way. And I can't remember exactly how she said it, but that's when I was like, I wrote her and I said, I knew you were more than just beautiful. Yeah, because she had that spiritual side to her, because we just play video games, but she was always a good soul. It's just like, you try to talk about something, and she's so crafty in her way that, like, if somebody brings up negative stuff, she just craftily moves that out, and then we're talking about something completely different, And anyway, good soul, good soul. Yeah, I know a few good people. Well, know of them. Most people like you, I've never met you in person. Never met her in person, through videos, but yeah. It's so easy, it feels like, to get wrapped up back into the same old thinking.
And yet it still is all brand new. Yeah.
I was listening to Emerson, and he was talking about, I was having some thoughts, or there were thoughts happening, I guess, more appropriately. And one of the thoughts was, if you can't know it, you can't see it, you can't, I went through all these things, all the, you can't know it, you can't see it. There's nothing to know. And then on the other side of the coin, this is the part that I don't, it seems like they talk more about the nothingness of stuff, other than I guess probably because I know there's a reason, I just don't know the reason. But the empty fullness, it seems like they always talk about emptiness and not the fullness. That's the best way I could say that. It seems like emptiness is more of a topic than the fullness. Is that because people get hung up on the God thing? And you think that might be a reason? Is there a reason? That's just the way it fucking goes. Go with the flow, Bill. Chill.
Right.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Oh, shit. Yeah, and then just thoughts. It's all just thoughts. Are you doing homework?
Homework. I have no homework. I never have. Never have homework.
It's just plain. Stay jolly, huh? Yeah. Well, I got a little depressed because I went to the casino hoping that divinity would smile on me and give me a little bit of a pocketbook so I could afford a trip to Italy. But that didn't happen today. I guess I'm gonna have to find a more solid method than hoping on dreams. And then the other thing is like I'm trying to get to a place because when you listen to Paul Hederman or when Paul Hederman speaks or whatever, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When it's being when Paul speaks, he talks about, especially in NA, about a higher power and believe it or not, it was easier for me to make a relation to that than to go. I don't know if you want to call it radical non-dualism. It's like, it did feel a little. When Emerson said radical, I never thought about it. So wow, that is very. Just I don't know how to say it. It's just, bam, that's the end. That's it. Not fucking around. It's like there is nothing. It's like when I was in the breakout room, he'd come in and he'd say something. I'll leave because I think the way the chatter goes or the minds that are there just so to speak, and he's like, wait, I gotta straighten you out. And he's like, oh, just forget it. Or help you out, whatever, not straighten, because everything is what it is, I guess. But yeah, I know it's just a story. It's all a story. There's no story. It's a story about a story that's not a story. That's what upset me, Anthony. I didn't like that. Hearing that. Well, there is no story. It's like, wait, that was my handhold. There's a story. Don't take my story away. I need the story. Oh shit. But in the same way, I understand consciousness isn't, or is. It is and it isn't. So
right. All at the same time.
Yeah.
Precisely.
And then I also get it that every time you try and catch that little bit, it just like a puff of smoke just disappears. It's like, oh, you thought you had me. Or you had it, whatever. Just and I guess when there's everything, you can't grab everything. So, makes kind of sense in a way, right?
That's true. So this is everything appearing. It's not from nothing. It's just apparently appearing.
Yeah, something back into nothing.
That's the greatest mystery of all. How this appearance just appears all on its own. And continues to appear and has no end. Had no beginning, has no end.
I just seen something on Facebook that really kind of put it in an interesting perspective. They're showing the pictures of the Wright brothers' flight. I mean, just whatever. It's just a crazy random thought passing by. But they're showing the Wright brothers' flight, and then they showed 66 years later, we were on the moon. And I said, isn't that a little interesting? And I thought, dang, to put it in that perspective, 66 years we went from flight to taking off to the moon. Hell yeah, that's a very wow. I mean, what a I'm trying to put my hat up. Hey, there's my hat.
Quite a leap, yeah. It is. It's quite a leap in technology and seemingly an advancement.
Yeah. I was also watching this. There's so much of the Hindu culture that I don't know, but so I don't know the names, and I don't. I feel like it's almost insulting to try and, you know, pronounce it. It's like when I was trying
Yeah.
to talk about Krishna and oh gosh, who's Krishna
Krishna. Yeah.
and who's the
Siddhartha.
guy on the battlefield? Jonah? Not Jonah.
Siddhartha. Siddhartha.
And he's speaking to him right when he says, "Well, I don't want to fight. I don't want to kill my brothers." He said, "They're all dead. They're all dead already." You know?
Yeah.
So, anyways, I know I forgot my point trying to figure that out. But yeah.
Well, just as there's a story of the earth and a story of body minds, there's also a story of history.
Yes.
His story.
Well, some might say it's her story, but that's all right.
Yeah, we don't say her story for some reason.
Damn sexist.
Right.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I was just listening though to their teachings and how it seems like maybe I'm not hearing the message or, you know, whatever, not hearing right, but it seems like non-dualist, or at least extreme radical non-dualists, like to wipe out everything. Like this dog isn't really here either. You know, I mean, it's an illusion brought about by the infinite appearing small. I don't know however else to put it simply.
Yeah.
The big appearing little and then going back to wherever it came from, I guess, or never left. Oh, that one was getting me too about omnipresence.
Omnipresence, yeah, always ever present.
It's like that's the battle there.
On. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like how
on all the time.
You know, I know it's not figure outable, but this thing up here keeps doing its work, keeps trying to put all these pieces together that it's like, I'm gonna solve this puzzle. I know I can't solve it, I'm gonna solve it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep trying. Yeah.
Is that normal? I mean,
yeah,
I shouldn't be locked up yet.
Yeah, no, it's relentless. Thoughts continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you say, there, little thought. There, little thought. Take a break.
The only thing is, they're not personal.
Yeah.
People take their thoughts personal because they think they're their own thoughts because they came up with it in their own mind. But that's how they perceive. They perceive the mind of the body mind theirs. So if they're going to perceive that as theirs, then everything that goes along with it is theirs, and they take ownership of it. It's so very obvious and so simple. It's just amazing how many overlook the obviousness.
Yeah.
Where this is an appearance of a body mind in a mirror. That object in a mirror is just reflecting whatever's appearing. Now, whatever appearing is not your body, but you have been taking that to be your body ever since the separate sense of self formed, and you learn the English language, you learn the alphabet, you learn math, you learn how to add, divide, all these things that we learned there was also an I, a me, I, a me, a mine, my own, my name.
Take your toys, get in your room.
Yeah, your toys, your stuff. Room, right, your clothes.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? So
yeah,
it naturally just went along with it. You know, and in fact, it didn't know anything else other than that.
Right.
It only knew about itself. It's as though it just naturally took that course, a direction where it began to learn and said, okay, I know this now. I know so much information I've taken in, and there's more that I need to know. So if there's more I need to know, I better continue, and I need to improve. So it's always thinking of improving itself.
Right.
Yeah, it's always thinking in terms of that. And and it is said that nobody can know everything. Everything that there is, everything that's knowable is impossible to know. It's too much information.
Right. Totally, I
And
agree.
and besides, there's also that which is unknowable. So you can't know it all anyway.
Yeah, so forget those people who said I'm a know-it-all.
No, it's mine. Weird shitty.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
Right. My wife just stopped by here. She said that I'm weird shitting.
Uh-oh.
There's a weird shit conference going on.
Yes.
Weird shit, she calls it.
I like the weird shit conferences. If people weren't offended, I think we should call it that.
Oh,
You
damn.
get probably quite a few visitors. Weird shit conference.
Weird shit, yeah.
They get here and a few of them that weren't familiar, they go, "This is some weird shit, man." What do you mean it's on and it's off, but it's not there at all?
Yeah. It's real and unreal. Is it?
At the same time?
Same time? Constantly over and over? There's no beginning, no end? Really?
You know, every time I swear I try to, like, I really thought I had a question yesterday for Emerson. And by the time I was like, figured it out, the answer had already went, it was like, what's the point now? And I just wonder if what's happening is starving the student, the questioner. There's no student. Starving the questioners. Then they turn internally where it's supposedly known. That was my, I kept hearing for a long time, all the answers you seek are within, right?
Yeah.
Hey, there's a voice here. And it says, you ever heard that saying that the guy who picks himself for a lawyer has a lawyer for an idiot or an idiot for a lawyer, something about that? It's like, and I thought, that's what I feel like. It's like, if I'm going to rely on this fucking idiot, then then I'm going to get idiot results, kind of thing. So,
yeah.
Just that was the thought. Moving on.
Indeed.
Huh? Could be.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's all good, man. Unconditional love. That was another thing they kept talking about. No conditions. Yeah. Isn't it funny how, what do you call it? The terminologies of, who was it me and you talking about it, or somebody was talking about it? How it probably was us. I don't really talk to too many people. I listen, talk to myself, but
That's all right.
yeah. Well, there's no one here to talk to, so get it?
When that can happen. It does happen, really.
Being an only child, that's my excuse for being crazy. I didn't have a brother or sister, so I just had to talk to my imaginary self. Imaginary self. That's funny.
Even though I had a brother or sister, I still had imaginary friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really remember them. I've always, like, my imaginary friend is, so to speak, has been like God, you know. It's like I'd speak to God. Well, the idea of God, higher power, which is easier for me to understand when that's what I was talking about earlier about Paul. It's like when you put it, because you know I was a heroin addict. I'm sure I told you that before. I never
Mhm.
believed. I was firmly committed to that was it. I was a heroin addict, and I die a heroin addict. And that was it. There's no
Mhm.
changing that road.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then strange things happened though. It's like when I was in jail, I swear she was like an angel. She showed up. She was, "Do you want to go to rehab?" Yeah, you know. And I asked her. I said, "Why are you here?" She goes, "Well, you asked me to be here." It's like, no, I've never seen you before. But
Yeah.
anyways, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I don't ever remember meeting her, but she says that we met and we talked about that. And apparently, I still don't ever remember meeting her except for that day she showed up there. But anyways, yeah, she sent me to rehab or opened the door for that. And, you know,
Does she look anything like that picture behind you on the wall?
no, she had black hair. Most of my angels have black hair
No wings. Okay.
and no wings.
Wingless, yeah.
I haven't met no winged people yet. My mom
Okay.
gave me that. That was my mom's. You probably could figure that out,
I
right?
had one of those too. I had the same exact one on my wall.
Your mom
I
too,
did.
huh? Isn't that
Yeah,
amazing?
it is
No.
coincidental, but there it is. It's an archetype, really. Angels are archetypes.
I try to, when I think of the angel, I think of it as, you know, when Paul talks about the higher self, well, not even self, the higher power, because I guess self is a fucking idiot that wants to kill you. In
Yeah,
some way,
the self not even
huh?
real anyway. The self's not even real anyway.
Yeah, he referred to it as a parasite, which I thought was an interesting
Yeah, the way
a
you put it.
parasite. Yeah, it's a
Uh-huh.
good way to. It's an interesting way to think about it. It gives you a different perspective of what's going on.
A parasitic movement.
Yeah, it's like, and you know,
It's
it
always
makes sense.
harping on what we're not. It's always harping on what happened yesterday, what's going to happen tomorrow, and doesn't pay attention to what's happening now.
Yeah.
It's always involved in what's not happening.
Yes.
Now that's his style. His style is referring to what's not happening, and he speaks of the selfing.
You don't have to hide. Oh. Richard don't care. He knows I'm a bloody homo.
But
What are you doing in
really,
there? Hey, he's in the closet, dude. I just fucking around. I tell him every time he goes in there, I said, it's okay to come out. You can come out. And no, I said which casino. I didn't tell him about all the money you lost.
I didn't listen to you did.
You lost it when you gave it to me, didn't you?
That's true.
He was winning hundreds of dollars, man. It just made me miserable. Some bitch.
Always winning.
Yeah, he was winning, and I was sitting there going, damn, wish I was winning. $700, $300.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
Can you keep it? Still
No,
has it?
no.
No?
We had a long night playing slot machines. This is George. I don't know if you met George.
Morning.
I just got up.
It's all right.
All that interesting stuff on your cabinet shelves.
Yes, he's got.
Wow. And what was your name again?
Richard.
Oh, hi, Richard.
Hi.
I'm gonna go have my coffee anyway. So it's nice meeting you.
Yeah, likewise.
Maybe we'll talk sometimes.
Yeah,
But I gotta get my coffee.
of course.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't win no. Huh?
He has,
Go ahead.
he has the appearance of an Indian, Native American.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He has a very strong
We do live on a
that sense of-
reservation.
Yeah.
Oh, he's Hoopa. He's Hoopa and Talawa.
Okay.
Native Hoopa, native Talawa. Huh?
Okay.
I'm a member of the Talawa tribe.
Right. Well, his bloodline is Hoopa Talawa, but he's registered Talawa.
Okay.
That's why I get to live with the beautiful redwoods behind me and the beautiful ocean in front of me, because his tribe built these wonderful houses.
Low income housing.
Yes, low income housing. He wants me to tell you, we're not rich. Not with money.
Gambling.
Yeah, especially with all our gambling.
Oh yeah.
Ah, shit. It's all good. But anyway. Yeah, I told my granddaughter if I could get the money, me and her want to go to Italy to do that Paul's retreat talk.
Retreat, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I thought it'd be good for me and my granddaughter. Oh, hang on a second.
Okay.
Just want to close the door.
Your black and white cat
Oh,
brought out the bed.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, pretty.
And then he's up all night, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's up all night prowling around and then sleeps all day.
It's sleeping in my spot where
The
I
life
was
of the cat.
sleeping.
Huh.
He's a good kitty. Yeah, George has to sleep out there because all the, I can't, I have a hard time sleeping basically, because of my back and stuff.
Yeah, you need all that room to move about.
Yeah, I get, yeah, it's fucked up.
Restless. Yeah, you get restless. I understand.
Yeah. I don't mind. I told him, I said, we could even do Lucy and Ricky beds. Yeah.
Oh,
Met him in 1997, so it's been a minute.
wow.
Yeah. I was listening to a speaker, and he's talking about, these people who get really focused, I guess, maybe.
About what?
Centered. Oh,
Center?
spirituality, people looking on their journeys and stuff, and he's talking about how, like, George, he does a lot, he helps out a lot. That's what I'm saying. He fills in all those gaps that on my crazy I want to call it a journey.
Life
I
pattern?
guess so, yeah, because I'm sitting here trying to figure out what the fuck's going on with this being.
Yeah, well, in a sense, everybody has a life pattern of some kind.
Yeah.
Everybody has a certain personality, a certain take on things, if you will. certain habits that you formulated through the years. Some habits are harder to break than others,
True, huh?
and that's kind of what has happened, what apparently appeared to have happened. And so when you finally awaken and realize that it was all just a fictitious story, I mean, it changes absolutely everything. It really does. It just shatters all these plans that you had. You had so many plans for yourself. You set so many goals and so many things you wanted to do, maybe even a bucket list you might even have written, or things you wanted to do in your life. And none of it, come to think of it, none of it really matters. If you really give it some strong thought and consideration and recognize that none of it really matters. No matter what you do, it won't matter to anybody or anything.
I know.
Yeah, that's
The
what's
hard truth.
but that's still hard to take for a lot of people.
You
A lot
want to
of
know
people,
something?
you know.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
oh,
Mm.
my granddaughter has that, and I just wonder if she's like, it sounds crazy, but she always has this like it's a devoid of. It's like she's already there, but it's like part of me wonders. It's like is she mentally ill because she's so. I mean, she's really I mean, I don't think she's mentally ill. It just seems so odd to be so young and have that kind of understanding. You know, I mean, it's like because she really does. She's very. It almost seems cold, but factual. You know, she's factual about it in the life. She's very. That's the way it goes. Whatever is kind of thing. And it's just she's a yeah. She's quite an amazing girl, really. I mean, she is my granddaughter, so no, it's just like, I mean, she is my granddaughter, but it's not why she's wonderful. What's so funny is, like 2 years ago, she said she was an atheist.
Uh-huh.
She didn't believe in God,
No belief. Yeah.
and
No.
her mother, my daughter, was very unhappy with me. How could you let my daughter not believe in God? And I'm like, well, and I had to try and find a respectful way to feel like the God that you believe in is not the God that I feel in my life. I don't want to say I don't think there's anything above me or other than me because I don't really know. I mean, I feel like there is because I've ended up, my life's been altered,
Uh-huh.
by things that feel beyond my control. I would have died in a ditch, sticking needles in my arm.
Uh-huh.
Fuck. So something, another part of me or energy. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it, but here I am today. I'm not doing those things. I haven't done them since I was 33. It was a couple years ago now.
Good.
And so I had no hope. And yet, when I was in rehab, I thought about that as I have all these, and somebody had said when they look at me and said, man, you got a fucking war going on in your head. Cause that's literally how it felt, is there was this two-sided thing going on. I know in non-duality, there's no two sides, but I was fighting this person saying, go ahead, go get high. And there's this other, no, you want to know when sobriety actually clicked for me or, as much as it did, it was a first click maybe that I remember. I was on my 30-day pass. I'd been in a rehab for 30 days and you get to go out. I'm in a totally new location, somewhere I don't know where I've never been in this area, right? I live in on the coast. I'm not from the valley. My mother shows up and her boyfriend. He tells me, "Oh yeah, man, I did crank. I've got crank and stuff." I'm like, "Oh, okay, great. I'm in rehab to stop that, and you're letting me know you've got some wonderful." Anyways, I didn't do it. But then when we're in Walmart, I think it was Walmart. It was a big store. It was probably Walmart at that time. I don't know. But this chick I knew, drug dealer, right there, right there. And I said, my head goes, dope, right? I could do this. Nobody'd know. Another voice said, what did it say? Maybe it didn't say anything. I don't think it did. But I know that that night when I got my 30-day coin from rehab, on the back of the coin, it said, to thine own self be true, right? So what that meant to me is, yeah, I could have got loaded. Nobody would have known. Nobody but me. I would have known, right? So that was the first time that I realized, I don't know. to be honest, I guess that it's trying to be true to myself, man. It's like I could lie to the world. I could say shit out here, but the truth is still there.
Yeah.
And I don't like being a liar, It's not I don't think lying's wouldn't say it doesn't come in handy, especially if somebody's gonna shoot you or you're gonna go to jail. You might want to fib a little bit. Yeah. I'm not gonna say I'm above being dishonest, but I definitely don't agree with dishonesty. I'm not
That's good.
Definitely so anyways, wherever that is.
And to be neutral in all things, if you can find neutrality, that's fine. That's a good way to be, really. Find neutrality in all things where it's not too strong to the left, not too strong to the right. Kind of a what I mean when I say that is whatever appears to arise, and you just use, the things that are available. I would have to say that it's all about availability. What is to your avail? What can you use to continue? The appearance, of course.
Right.
So you manage the body mind. You do as much as you can to take care of it, and it just takes care of itself in a sense. But if you just notice that it really doesn't take much to keep the body going, does it? I mean,
yeah.
You notice that the heart's beating, the blood's pumping, and the breathing's going all by itself automatically. It's just
you don't have to worry about when you're hungry because it'll let you know.
Yeah, that's
Put in
kind of
food.
it's a funny thing, but it's just something that I think most take for granted. Most people take that for granted and thinking in terms of, well, I'm going to always be hungry sooner or later. I'll eat, then I'll get full, but then I'll need to eat again because the food's going to be absorbed. Yeah, and so it's absorbed by the body, and then the stomach kind of empties, and then you need to eat again. But that's not to say that that's not one of the main things that that life's all about. No.
Are you sure? Because Paul was talking about stomach and stuff too. I'm starting to think you're giving me a hint.
Yeah, he was probably going to refer to the what is it? It's a type of a parasite.
Yes.
Lives in the stomach. and he
Yeah.
was eating at Flora or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he said, yeah, you're just making them stronger.
Yeah, every time he kept taking it, it was disappearing, but he didn't know where the flora went. Well, it turns out there was a parasite in him that loved the flora. So it was, as it was eating it, it was taking away the evidence. And so that's kind of a it's kind of a way that he was bringing up how the self regulates. It regulates thoughts, it regulates ideas and things like that. In the mind of the body mind is going to entertain an idea or a thought. It'll take it so far. It can take any kind of thought and really work on twisting it.
Yeah,
Twisting
I'm
it,
afraid so.
yeah, doing all kinds of things with it. But I think it's that it apparently appears to be this way, where that mind is not so busy anymore. It's not so loud. It's not chattering as much as it used to. It used to always be thinking in terms of what's going to happen next. What have I learned in the past and taken aboard to use?
I mean,
things
Richard,
like that. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you. I gotta go to the restroom. I tried to.
that's fine.
I'm
That's
doing the
all right.
happy dance. I'll be
Yeah,
right
I
back.
gotta go. I gotta go too, so I'll go.
Okay. I'm sorry.
All right.
This meeting is being recorded.
That's funny.
All right. I'm back now.
Okay.
I had to use the restroom as well.
Oh,
It's funny how a pee will come on so quickly.
yes. And the older I've gotten, the less time I have. It seems like.
There it is, yeah. There's another one.
Yeah. It. Huh?
That's another one.
Another eye? No, just joking.
Another aspect of the eye.
Yes.
We'll need to
I
pee
have
more.
to pee. I have to.
often.
Yes. All these ownerships going on.
But it's just the body that needs to urinate.
True.
Body needs to get rid of some fluid. Like that.
Just a bunch of bacterias and that's what really got me, man, is realizing that I'm just a walking vessel. I used to feel I am the god of this universe. It's like it's more like you are being controlled by a bunch of bugs. Yeah. Just amazing.
Different types
Well,
of bacteria. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm being controlled. Maybe there is a control that when you surrender to it, maybe that's how the addiction works. When you surrender to that, you know, people talk about a lower self and a higher self. I mean, non-duality, they usually don't, as far as my understanding so far. I mean, people are like, how long have you been in this? It's like, well, how many meetings now? 4? No, long meetings, but not a lot. I mean, I don't remember how many meetings we had, but it was very impactful. I know that. I know. See, I swear, you know what's so funny
You're
is
catching
that
yourself. See, you're catching it now.
I spent years knowing about that, though. You know, it's like I knew, and somehow it's like I was told. I remember I told about my friend who said they refer to it. You know, if it's hungry, it needs to go to the bathroom. You wouldn't say I, and if you did, like if you were me and you were assigned to each other or whatever, you'd be like, did you just see what you did? You know, you'd like gently point out that you got lost in the eye or whatever, or however to say it. Falsely identified would probably be the proper way to say it. False identification.
You simply say the self or this body.
Yes, this body
Body
needs
needs
to
to urinate, so
urinate.
it's trying to get rid of some fluid.
But you know how crazy people, if we try to commute, and I realize that, and that's the problem. A lot of it is,
Language.
yeah, exactly.
Language.
The barriers there.
It's in the language.
Because if I, like Paul, he had a great, it was a little extreme, I think, but I mean the point is clear. You can't go and say I didn't, if you shot someone, I mean if you were accused of shooting someone, your defense wouldn't fly with everybody. Well, there was nobody there, and I didn't really shoot nobody because there's nobody here. Okay, not word,
In this world, we have to
Yeah.
take responsibility, and we have to
Identify.
we have to take the rap for the body.
Yeah, it's true.
It might
It's
get
hard.
it might get into trouble out there, and although we're not that, the law and the world and just society sees the body as part of that birth certificate, or going back to that again. So it counts everybody as a citizen, depending upon where you live, of course, but it counts you as a citizen. So you have to go based on society's laws. So you figure, well, I'll just stick to my own routines. And what do your routines turn out to be? Well, just what apparently appears to be happening.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever apparently appears to be happening, that's what I'm going to be becoming involved with. Now, am I being involved with it? No, I'm going along with it. In other words, I may not have a life of my own anymore, but life is lived through me now. So that's another way of saying it. That's a better way of really saying what's really happening here. Life is being lived through this body mind, and it still has a story to tell. It's still around, it still appears. So the story's not over for it yet. It still has more storyline, more content to go. So
More pages.
Yeah, if that's the case, I'm going to fill it with content that has to do with this message, and speaking of this message, and get this message out to as many others out there. And when I say others that are taking themselves to be individuals, others that are taking themselves to be people, or a person, an individual with a birth name and a birth certificate, and that's what they think they are. But you try to ease the message into them kind of gently at first, kind of try to get them to entertain the idea of a separate sense of self, and explain it that way. Because I remember one of the very first speakers was Paul Hederman for me.
Oh,
I liked the way he used the humor. So I was just, and this was back in 2016 when I still felt like I was gaining knowledge. I was learning something new. I was going to find out more information, more answers to the mysteries of life and things like that. And that's when it clicked, when I looked into Thomas Campbell's big theory of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still going at it. He's still producing the same information that he had in that 3-part series book, and he's sticking to that message. He's sticking to it because it works for him, and what's working for him, he's going with it. And so that's just what's happening there. So I was just simply going to say all I can see how that is, but this body mind action figure just views that as just something else that he's conjured. He's conjured up the idea that he has a big theory for everything. And
go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, and that big theory of everything happens to have content and information and certain words and phrases that he uses to explain that.
Mm.
And so he's going to go off on that, on those tangents. And he's going to say that there is a historical database that we can visit.
Mm.
We can actually, when we go to sleep, we can travel to a historical database and visit all our past.
I like the Akashic Records Hall.
Or Akashic Records, that's another one.
Akashic.
Yeah, Akashic Records. It's been called that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
My mom. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
My mom said. Oh. My mom said that she visited this guy. I can't remember his name, but she said she went there. She was guided there. So I don't. I'm just telling you, she's.
Well, yeah, it could be. It could be just another aspect of what may happen on its own. It may be something that's really happening, but it happens to everybody. In other words, everybody that passes away, and we pass away, and then we go into these other realms, perhaps other worlds, other dimensions. It's been entertained before.
When you go to sleep, it's almost like that's happening right there. I mean, it's a whole new world in a way.
The dream world.
Yeah, somebody, I can't remember who. Maybe I should pay more attention to who, but they're talking about how you basically have like a dream body and an waking body, and it's like there's two different states.
Astral body.
Yeah.
There's an astral body. There's a causal body. There's different bodies that comprises the person.
Now we know all that. Knowing all that doesn't change the non-duality or the Neo-Vitan message, for lack of a better word, right? Because it's just an apparent appearance, right? In this reality that we're in.
Yeah, and if we're going to entertain the idea of a historical library, that's just another story.
Yeah, and and that's so. It was hurtful to me. I mean, I know every time it seems like a little thing that you think you're holding on to gets taken away, there's a little bit of pain, but yeah, because you don't have what you thought you had. Like my wonderful stories and all, exactly what I just said. Stories. Yeah. My wonderful experiences that are stories now, because experiences are in the past, so it turns into a story. It's not happening now.
And it turns out those experiences never really happened. They weren't real.
See, now that's the part. Yeah, I can accept that. But now, see, this is where the brain has problems processing this, because to say that it's a very troublesome thing. That's like saying tomorrow didn't eat tomorrow. Yesterday I went the wrong direction. Tomorrow didn't happen. I guess it won't either. But
That's
shit.
Right. Tomorrow's not happening.
It can't.
Tomorrow's not happening. It's not affecting what's going on now.
I know, but I was gonna ask if I could pay you today for a burger tomorrow, right? What did they say? Have a burger today. That's what, every time they say that, it reminds me of that saying, I'll gladly have, or I'll if you give me a burger today, I'll gladly pay you for it on Tuesday. Wimpy, wasn't it Wimpy from Popeye? Yeah. I know, cuckoo, but all these little yeah, poo, poo, poo. And then they're gone. It's like fireworks. What a brilliant idea. Oh, it's gone.
Ideas will come and go that quickly. They will.
Yes. I like the good ones. It's the ones that I like. Sometimes it's like, just fucking thoughts. Like, why would you? I don't have as many, but they do bother me when they pop up. Like, you're walking by somebody and, just something says, well, wouldn't it be funny if you hit them? It's like, why would you think that? Why would you think it'd be funny to hit somebody? Why would that thought pop into your head? well, it's not my head, and it's not my thought, so screw you. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just troublesome sometimes dealing with what seems to be the subject or that I'm
Thought.
focused on.
They're just thoughts.
You know, like you said about having not being the doer, you know, but there's doing going on apparently because stuff's been done. Or it appears that way anyway. It appears as stuff's been done. So I don't know. So I don't know.
We don't really.
Yeah. So
What do we know?
Do I
Do
just
we
have-
know anything?
shit.
Do we know anything that's
Dog
tangible?
shit awareness, right? Isn't that Paul
Yeah.
said we have dog shit? It stinks and I don't want to step in it.
Dog shit awareness means, hey, I look around, I'm here. Oh well, you know, I'll just take another nap again.
Oh fuck.
Dog
Yeah.
just looks around. It's just being a dog. Didn't know what else to do. It's a
Oh,
dog
that kind
dogging.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
dog is dogging.
Hey, you know,
Yeah.
I was one of these thoughts that I was
Uh-huh.
watching this program about I don't want to say mycelial networks, I think it might be called mycelial. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I tried to ask Alexa and she's like giving me something. So I was like, okay, we're not having a good communication. I'm not saying it right because my computer don't know what the hell I'm saying. A mycelial network. Anyway, it's usually in plants, undergrounds and stuff. And they talk about an intelligence, right? The plants have. And I think the topic was, is their intelligence without a brain, basically, right? And
Yeah.
that led me, and that was when that was going on, or that was appearing. I was also, I got caught. There was the idea that, you know, the seer and seeing, right? There's a seer,
Uh-huh.
there's seeing, and then there's a seer.
Right.
To me, when you think of a plant like that, there's just seeing for a plant, right?
Uh-huh.
And that work because they're just being. They don't need a brain to do to be.
Yeah. Just be alive. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just be alive
Yeah.
in a plant. That's it.
I thought that was very interesting because I don't know. That was probably thinking about what do you call it, a parasite? Like, you know, it's like it's happening without a brain. So
Yeah, I mean, the parasite.
Huh?
Yeah, the parasite's just borrowing. It's using and borrowing hosts. It's using other bodies to exist. It doesn't know. It's not doing it on purpose. It just doesn't know what else to do. That's what it does because that's what it is. It's a parasite. So it's going to do what a parasite does. That's it. Really, basically. The cat's going to cat. Like the cat back there is looking around right now, the black and white one.
Oh, Suga.
Yeah, he's looking around. See?
Yeah. Suga.
I want
You
pets.
know,
Are you
these
gonna
are all
pet me?
rescue pets. I told you that before.
Oh, rescue pets.
Yeah. They were, I got pictures. They when we lived up in the hills, our neighbor had a cat that died in her yard, which I didn't give much thought to because I didn't really care. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry for the cat, but
Yeah.
you know. Anyways, 2 days later, 2 or 3 days, I don't know exactly. It's in that time frame. He had this meow, meow, meow. And I was like, what the hell? Where's that coming from?
Yeah.
Look outside, and it's coming from our shed. George goes out there, and the minute he walks out there, this little tiny kitten comes charging out, you know? It was their mom had died, and they were without food or anything for 3 days, and their
Yeah.
noses were they were sick from, you know,
Yeah.
not having any care. And so that's what happened to them. If I was smart, I should have just said, "Oh, poor kittens, take them to the Humane Society quickly. Don't get attached." You know.
Yeah.
Anyways, got attached. Kids wanted. This is supposed to be Herman's cat. My granddaughter wanted Leo, the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lucy, she was another one. 4th of July or either the day before or day after, I can't remember. Heard another kitten. It was I just told you it was July 4th. And kitten crying in the fields. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Couldn't even barely walk. I think the mom dropped it when she was. This is what I surmised is the fireworks were going off. She got scared, was moving her kittens. She had one in her mouth, got scared, dropped it, and said, "Fuck it. I got 5 more or whatever somewhere else I got to take care of."
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Nice story.
No, that's interesting. No, you're referring to the kindness of your own heart. You know, you want to take care of a pet you see in your immediate proximity in your area, and you take care of it, and that's what you did. You didn't want to have to take it to the Humane Society, so you decided to take care of it on your own.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing we got to be careful of. How many animals can we take care of?
Too many, or Get burdensome. It's not fair to them.
Yeah, so there's only so many you can take on.
Ugh, I know.
And then you look at all the others that are neglected and can't be taken care of. It's amazing. And that's not that's not just with animals. That's with people too.
Right?
Some people that are homeless. Yeah. So
that was hard for me. That was hard for this being soul. Yeah. Richard, I'm sorry, I have to take a break. I gotta drive my granddaughter to work. Can we resume this at 9 o'clock?
Yeah, sure we can. That's fine.
All right, I'll message you when I get back.
All right.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Richard.
Yeah.
I meant to tell you, but then I just enjoy talking to you.
That's all right.
Okay.
Are you ready?
All right.
Yes. All right. Hey, say good morning.
Okay. Good morning.
Come on,
okay. All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.